This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
Community has lost their mind and started to pimp doxes from creators that kind of handled the tragedy pimping pretty good. Others, guys hear me? Oh shit. Kind of so that we can get into actually talking about new tragedy pimps, old tragedy pimps. I think I have too many appointments tomorrow. So anti-tragedy pimping, almost messed that up. The anti-tragedy pimping community select people tragedy pimped, me being doxed, my family being doxed by a certain creator, JLR. So I'm talking about people that are against tragedy pimping, and that can be morphed into many things. So let me get more specific so that you know. So the anti-tragedy pimpers are people that are criticizing people that exploit or they disrespect. You could go with either or. One of the most sacred human tragedies while profiting. I know that there are a lot of anti-tragedy pimpers that are fine with spreading misinformation and lying. Or giving people like limited information, which would be cherry picking, and they support tragedy pimps. So we're talking about people that support the tragedy pimps and now know what the tragedy pimps do in the background, and they just don't care. But not talking about them, we're talking about the majority of the people that watch Betty or a tragedy pimp. Those people giving money to a tragedy pimp that's doing good, and it's a double-edged kind of issue, a double-edged lie. You're telling them a lie to get money, at the same time fooling them into thinking that they're doing good. So you get my point. Now that would be that we're talking about, of course, are against tragedy pimping. With intent would be the best way. For the sake of content, while their major charge against me is that I lied and I did it for the sake of content, or I did it for the sake of making money through content. Well, of course, that's not true because I didn't lie to you. I gave you the limited information I had in the beginning on letter. I will say that. And it is a dox. We'll get into that right now. And people are trying to take that happening and compare it to a direct lie or direct misinformation. Purposely giving misinformation is much worse than making a mistake in tagging or making a mistake in informing. Tagging is informing, by the way. That isn't the typing that opened the whole time, doing that I wasn't doxxed or my family wasn't doxxed. And they say that because that the letter contained a cease and desist. Again, I don't agree with you, but they'll say that that's what it was for. That's what it was intended for. That's what it contained. And they'll say that because of that, a dox didn't happen. You are lying. The major dox was the hard digging of those people and all of their private information. Remember now, before these other things happened, this all stemmed from the PayPal donations that were given to me. It's been go to my attorney. And you're trying to give the paperwork to the attorney. All right. My attorney getting it, my attorney's already been signed to represent me. It is equal to me. It is equal to me getting it. And that's what should. There is no excuse for trying to not just go after the family members that he doxed, that he chose to pursue. You follow me? He didn't just dox family members that he pursued. Many more were doxed, and many more their private information was used and sent to me directly by him, actually, to intimidate, to harass, right? So that the PayPal docs was just a review. It was just an interview request, even though I immediately sent a cease and desist like right after. They've been tragedy pimping this situation, exactly like Molly would, exactly like any other tragedy pimp would. It's never go full lolcow, right? respond with a saying. Never go full lolcow, right? Just tell you like, it again just seems like a bunch of gobbledygook, like the same thing I said in the beginning. Sometimes I'll sing it when I can remember it. I can't remember it right now, but you time in the world to upload it. My response to the crama community, and that's what I'm going to be calling them, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this because I said this on Kick, so let me say it here. The people out there that were against tragedy pimps, but then decided to tragedy pimp a tragedy, I'm going to just call them part of a crama or a crama community, which would be taking the true crime kind of part of it and just combining it with drama. And again, these people seemingly were against people like Molly and them doing that, or really anyone doing it, about with past like lobster suits and stuff, lol suits, which by the way, this is just me involved in a lol suit of my own. Lol, LOL. So yeah.
I'm gonna give you a quick ass rundown real fast, right?
Yeah.
So he comes on one day, he's doing a live stream, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? So somebody sent a screenshot of this post he made, a community tab. And I'm like,
remember that, yeah.
So he's live with his live pin to it, talking about I got this threatening letter. If you want to come on my panel or I'll come on yours to talk about it, or we can talk about it afterwards or whatever, just let me know. I'm like, what the fuck? Didn't see this, didn't know anything about no letter, didn't know I'm not going to go fucking on your panel and talk about it. What the fuck you mean? What letter? What threats? What are you talking about?
Well, didn't he start his live stream at the same time? Or was it an hour later?
Yeah.
The second time he was live. So he did it once before when he came up on Queen and you didn't, he was like on Kick and I was, I emailed like beat him. This was before this, like the time that was like when he went crazy with the letter, but he did it before and I was like, that is just not good etiquette. What the hell is he doing? Like he didn't even tell you? Like that's kind of weird. I've never seen that before ever. Like that was my first like that.
So
like,
then
yeah,
he makes another community post and says that he tagged me in Discord, because I'm like, why the fuck would you go live and not say something? If this is a threatening letter, you just watch them fucking try to dox me and lie on me and say all this fucking bullshit and lie on my fucking name. Fuck you. Why would you not fucking send something like that to me and give me a fucking heads up? Are you kidding me?
Your email is dropped in the chat repeatedly, isn't it?
It's
in your
on every
about
single
section?
fucking disclaimer, every single live. It's on my about section, in my fucking chats. There's no fucking reason. I was in his fucking Discord, so he claims he fucking tagged me in this Discord. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know how to work Discord very well. Maybe I'm just not seeing this tag. So I went to Navy and I was like, hey, can you help me find this tag, please? I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. I don't know what the fuck tag he's talking about. He went to look. His girlfriend looked. He looked, and then his girlfriend looked again. Neither one of them could find the tag. He came to me and said, Queen, I really like you, and I don't want to lie to you, but there's no tag. He didn't tag you.
No Discord tag. Okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck you mean he didn't tag me? He's saying he clearly made a community post saying he tagged me. So then he gets called out for that, and he spins about 15 circles.
Is that when Navy left?
I tried to tag you. I tried to tag you. No, he never did tag me.
Okay.
Then he came up on my fucking panel and ran circles for, I don't even know, like probably 45 minutes while he was live on Kick.
Knowing the whole time there was no threat. You were mentioned in a thumbnail. That was it.
Spun circles for 45 minutes. It took EKC writing JLR.
Right.
I remember
And JLR's manager too, or whatever the fuck, which AKA I don't know if he's got a manager or fucking not, but he claims he does. And it took her sending this message and cease and desist or copy of it to EKC. EKC went live and outed him. Now, you know, you don't get along with this girl. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never you ain't never said nothing good about her. You don't fuck with her. You guys, why would you give her the opportunity to go live with something like that? Fuck that. I'd rather tell the fucking truth. Fuck you.
Well, EKC is connected to Beta, who's connected to Molly. So,
right. So why would he give her an opportunity to fucking out him? Why would he not just out it himself and say, I got to cease and desist? It was, you know what I'm saying? He doubled down and lied again.
Right.
Then after EKC fucking put it out there.
So how many lies are we up to?
Oh, like 15 at this point. Yeah. He was supposed to go to an attorney. He was supposed to go get the letter. He was going to drive to go get the letter because he doesn't live at his mom's house.
Nobody took a snapshot.
He doesn't live at his mom's house. He was supposed to take a screenshot so they could send it. Then his brother was going to handle it. Then his brother was going to take it to the attorney. Then he was going to take it to the attorney. He was going to take his brother and go to the attorney.
He was
The
gonna
attorney
scroll
let
to
him
get a
in.
picture. I mean, like he didn't even get a photo of this handwritten letter. That's what, like, we were like, what? That was like a big red flag.
Yeah.
Why
I
would
mean,
you go there
I
and take
feel-
a not picture? You know, it's
I
weird.
feel bad I don't know all the ins and outs because like this has been dragged on for
Oh my
2-3 weeks now.
2
right?
Oh, he's still going.
2 weeks
Still
tomorrow. It started.
Yeah, he had till May 2nd to take it down. So that's how
Yeah.
long he's had it.
Uh-huh.
7 days before, whatever that would be.
Yeah,
We're on May 11th, so yeah, we're like 9 days in.
yeah. He got it last Friday, like 2 weeks ago Friday, right? 2 weeks ago tomorrow.
There's something you just tune out for some
Right?
reason. This whole
It's good.
thing,
It's
I
better that you did.
just
Seriously,
kind of tuned it all out.
good for you. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fucking
It's
ridiculous.
crazy.
A bunch of
It's
lies
crazy.
and bullshit. This is just him
Lies
spinning
and-
circles.
But okay, so
Liars.
I agree. Like I asked it earlier, Heels asked it, but why? Why all of this?
Right? We
Crap.
don't know.
I just think it's to be a hero. You know,
Yeah.
look what I did to JLR and it backfired.
Like the handwritten letter, like
Oh,
when
right.
the handwritten
backfired
letter,
big time.
it really backfired. But he wanted some, sympathy. Like JLR sent me a handwritten threatening letter. He mentioned you, Queen, and some other true crime creators. Like he made it so like dramatic.
Yeah.
For
That's
like
what he does.
clout?
He does
Knowing
stuff
Betty
like
just
this.
stalks a bunch of kids. Knowing this shit just went down the way it fucking did, and you're gonna fucking play games like that? No, fuck that. So asking for proof pissed him right the fuck off because he was not gonna show it. He already knew he lied. There was no way out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to end up saying his lawyer wouldn't let him show it.
Right.
And then it would kind of quiet down and he would, you know,
Remember, we thought that no matter what.
yeah, he wasn't going to show it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I tuned out was when he popped up on panel the second time I think in here, and it was like the third or fourth time he was going to show the letter, and we still had never seen it, so I just
Yeah.
kind of tuned it all out. from
Yeah.
then on.
Well,
Man,
nothing.
I don't
really
think he can
else.
come back.
No, it's just too much. Like it's too far gone. You can't just like undo this at this point because like once
You
you
don't
lie
think
so
if he
many times,
admitted it, if he admitted
Not at
that,
this point.
not at
You
this
know,
point, no, because he's already like just
He
trying to,
doubles
like,
and triples down on it.
yeah,
He's far in. He's already
Far
lying
in.
on some lies. Once you know what a wicked web you weave when it first
Yeah.
yeah. There was a very short window.
he
of
got
time
caught
that
up
he
in his
was-
own web of lies.
Right, it was.
I am talking about JLR. I did a video that set him off.
there are several.
See?
Oh,
That's
yes,
what it
you did.
is.
You did a video that set him the fuck off enough to sue your ass.
oh yeah, I did see this. I saw the Forgotten Whispers clip on this.
Doesn't
Yeah,
she have like a
does
series?
This is where he, she's got like a series on it. It cracks me the fuck up.
Yeah, like part
I didn't see it.
It's pretty funny because in the letter that JLR sent my family member to their home, no, not my home, their home, he listed names of YouTubers. I guess you could call them YouTubers. Betty was mentioned, Bullhorn Betty. Molly was mentioned, Molly Go Lightly. There were names there that I don't even know what the hell it was. Like, I know what it said, and I know some of the things that were mentioned. And Queen Bee was brought up. Oh, hold on. Season says, I'm so sorry. Here he's doing these things.
So the only part I was ever brought up in was the name of his video. My name was,
I did
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
that was it.
very sneaky of him, huh?
Clicks and views, I think, is why he kept bringing you up.
Yeah, I was
just
not.
once?
Yeah, I was never in his fucking letters like that. You know what I mean? And he knew
And
damn
he
well
knew it.
in his goddamn letters like that.
Right.
But yeah, he kept on keeping on here with his. Just to inform you, Joe, brought you up in the letter. He said to my mother after he and Betty doxed them. The letter is pure harassment, so I wanted to inform you of this. I'll explain live. If you want to jump on your panel for a couple minutes or talk to you off, let us know.
See, that's all to get people going back and forth.
Right.
Bitch.
Exactly. That's like,
Like, what the fuck?
And we're still talking about it.
I was so reacting.
And he was successful at that.
Yeah. Project Mercury retrograde complete.
Right.
Yeah, but I
Wonderful advice for me to go to my attorney, which I did. Thus why I've taken a little bit of a break over the last few days. Well, combined also with the fact that the community has lost their mind and started to trage pimp doxes.
I'm gonna go with it's not the community and everyone else that's losing their minds. It's usually the one person who is deflecting. Maybe that's the person losing their minds? I don't know. And we'll go over this whole trad pimp doxes momentarily. It does become confusing, but I think I got the gist of it. It's a lot of word salad, but we'll figure it out. And apologies for the sound. I'm outside because it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And if anyone else wants to count how many times he says tragedy pimp, go for it. I just don't have the energy.
Traj Pimp doxes. For the ones that did, I think that there were some creators that kind of handled the tragedy pimping pretty good. Others didn't, but the drama, you know. What do you expect though, man? What do you expect? What do you expect?
Dude, you're the one, in my opinion, doing this for drama. Okay?
I had predicted communities do break down much further. I want to get back to normalcy around here, and that's why. Can you guys hear me? Oh shit. I want to get us back to normalcy, so I want to respond to all of the insanity going on over the last few days, last week, so that we can get into actually talking about new tragedy pimps, old tragedy pimps. You
gotta love the zero accountability and how it's all this insanity going on. Well, dude, you created the insanity. You created it. You lied, and you're still lying.
Any issues? I don't think I have too many appointments tomorrow. So let's move forward. The anti-tragedy pimpin', almost messed that up. The anti-tragedy pimpin' community, select people, tragedy pimped, me being doxxed, my family being doxxed.
So I think what he's trying to say is that the community who usually talks about tragedy pimps is now tragedy pimping his dox. So, first of all, there was no dox that I've seen or that anyone that I know has seen. JLR researching and sending him a letter to his family is not doxing. It's JLR knowing his address. But just JLR knowing his address or his family's addresses but not putting them anywhere is not doxing. That's just JLR having those addresses. It's not doxing, Uni. It's completely not even close to doxing. Doxing would be putting out all the information on YouTube. And let's also mention that the person who I saw who put out the cease and desist also redacted all that information. So, yeah, I personally haven't seen a dox, and I don't know anyone who has seen a dox. So stop saying you were doxed. It's BS. And sorry about the sound earlier, I got the heck out of there. And not only that, Uni, but you're sitting here comparing yourself and your situation of being doxxed, which you're not doxxed, so your situation of not being doxxed, to that of tragedies. This is not a tragedy. Not even close. So you probably shouldn't be comparing it to tragedies. Nobody's pimping your dox or tragedy pimping your dox, because there isn't a dox. People are calling you out on your BS and your lies and your word salad. Ridiculous.
By a certain creator, JLR. So, through this lies your opinions. Some of you have come to me like normal people, saying that you thought I shouldn't talk about it, or you thought that I shouldn't talk about this, or I should talk about that. Again, this is my family being doxxed. This is me being doxxed, and there are things I had to do myself. So
again, what dox? There is no dox.
Some of these sentences are, of course, written. These are all written so that I can understand them. So I'm going to try to translate them from uni head notes to actual people talk. So let's see how good I do this. First things we did was sit down and came up with kind of what the community is that I'm talking about. So I'm talking about people that are against tragedy pimping, and that can be morphed into many things. So let me get more specific so that you know who I'm talking about. So the anti-tragedy pimpers are people that are criticizing people that exploit or they disrespect. You could go with either or. One of the most sacred human tragedies while profiting off of it. Now, that's the problem. It's not covering it. It's not talking about it. It is exploiting or disrespecting, or you could use maybe a few other words depending on the situation, but you get what I'm saying. Now, what is it that those people want? Well, now that I know that there are a lot of anti-tragedy pimpers that are fine with spreading misinformation and lying, or...
It sounds like he's talking about himself here. He's really the only one that fits this bill right now.
Giving people like limited information, which would be cherry picking, and when they have more information to give, while criticizing somebody else for giving limited information when they do not have more information to give.
Well, isn't it interesting, Uni, that you brought up cherry picking? Cherry picking. When only select evidence is presented in order to persuade the audience to accept a position, and evidence that would go against the position is withheld. The stronger the withheld evidence, the more fallacious the argument. Interesting. Kind of reminds me about when you made that community post where you implied that this threatening letter you got was mentioning Queen Bee as well. So you made it seem kind of like she was also getting threatened. And the withheld evidence, which would be the fact that Queen's name was just in the title and she wasn't being threatened, that's all part of this cherry picking. The other withheld evidence would be the fact that you didn't even tell Queen about it. You just went live. Well, and lied. You lied and told her that you tagged her in Discord about the situation, which never happened. And now you're saying, oh, it was some sort of mistake. Bullshit. You got caught in a lie. Trapped, buddy. Trapped. Dig in a hole. Dig in a hole. We'll hear that later. Completely embellished. So anyway, yeah, that would be the other withheld evidence. And your community post was quite vague and quite wrong and pretty much BS. So not only did you cherry pick by not giving the proper evidence, you picked out a small detail that was in the letter and you kind of blew that up. So you cherry picked that evidence. It was just the title of one of your shows that was referenced, and Queen's name was in the title. You kind of cherry-picked to make it look like to your audience and to everybody that there was going to be this big drama and that all these other people were involved. Nope, dude, it's just you. You're the only one who got the C&D. You're the only one now being sued. Sucks to be you. Maybe it's karma for lying, for cherry-picking. Maybe it's karma. Huh. Interesting though, right?
This doesn't just disrespect those people. It also disrespects an audience. Audiences want to do good in general. I would say, since we're talking about a specific community, yes, that community does want to do good. And they support tragedy pimps. So we're talking about people that support the tragedy pimps. And now this isn't that whole community. We know that many of them know what the tragedy pimps do in the background and they just don't care. But not talking about them, we're talking about the majority of the people that watch Betty or Tragedy Pimp. Those people are trying to do good. They think they're giving money to a tragedy pimp that's doing good, and it's a double-edged kind of issue, a double-edged lie.
At this point, you're just talking to talk to fill space. Like, what you just said there was completely unnecessary, ridiculous, has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You're just trying to confuse people. Tragedy pimp this, tragedy pimp that. Stop. It's word salad, dude. Your new name is Uni-Salad. I think I'll have a Uni-Salad tonight on my channel, and everyone's invited.
You're telling them a lie to get money, at the same time fooling them into thinking that they're doing good. So you get my point. Now that would be the community that we're talking about, of course, are against tragedy pimping. Now the issue is there's a lot of drama, lying and attacking, and just any of that, all of that, under, let's say, deceptive, or maybe on purpose, like with intent would be the best way, for the sake of content, while their major charge against me is that I lied and I did it for the sake of content, or I did it for the sake of making money through content. So, of course, that's not true.
Oh, it's true. Well, in my opinion, it's true. You definitely lied, embellished, and left out important details to bring drama, to cause a back and forth. You've been doing that for years. You've been doing it in different communities. Why do you keep moving to different communities? Anyway, you're full of shit, dude. Word motherfucking salad.
Because I didn't lie to you. I gave you the limited information I had in the beginning. Okay. An example would be, we now have video showing that, well, while there were a lot of people that had an issue saying that I should contact a certain person, Queen, and the whole point of the tagging of her on Discord was to let her know that this happened. I'm sorry, on the community tab is to let her, because Discord failed, was to let her.
Discord failed because you failed to make a Discord post that you claimed you made in order to warn her or tell Queen about what was going on. Dude, you lied. Just admit it. It wasn't a fail or a mistake or whatever. You failed to do it and then you fucking lied about it. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
I'm sorry, on the community tab is to let her, because Discord failed, was to let her know that it happened. And the video was attached to that. Going off of the community post, I'm not talking about Queen doing it, the fact that in the beginning that's going to happen. And that's my fault. I already talked about that on Queen's panel. It was my fault because when I went and wrote what I wrote, by the way, it is a threatening letter. I will say that. And it is a dox. We'll get into that right now. I just want to finish that thought. So just so you know, people are trying to tell you that I didn't pursue or that I pursued wrongly. These are minor criticisms. These aren't things that were malicious. And people are trying to take that happening and compare it to a direct lie or direct misinformation. Purposely giving misinformation is much worse than making a mistake in tagging.
Dude, just stop. Give it up. Mistake in tagging. I just kind of hope the subs can figure out this is all a load of horse shit and he's leading you to who knows where with his bullshit. But if you believe it, I feel bad for you.
Or making a mistake in informing. Tagging is informing, by the way. Tagging isn't the typing that happens. It is the notification. It's the fact that you have delivered a ding. You've delivered a awareness that this had happened. The awareness that it's happened is what I'm supposed to do.
The only awareness that you gave Queen was a community post that led her to believe, and everyone to believe, that she was involved in some threatening letter. Dude, in reality, it was literally the name of your video, and that was it. So you purposely, I believe, led everyone to believe that Queen also was involved in this threat. And that's fucked up. You're fucked up.
The adult that I have informed that this issue happened then can make up their mind as an adult, whether they care, whether they pursue, whether they come to me. My door was open the whole time, viewing that I wasn't doxxed or my family wasn't doxxed. And they say that because that the letter contained a cease and desist. Again, I don't agree with you, but they'll say that that's what it was for. That's what it was intended for. That's what it contained. And
well, what do you expect? I mean, that's the only evidence that's been shown, and that wasn't you showing it. Someone else went to JLR and asked just the simple question, did you send a threatening letter? And he said, no, I sent this cease and desist. And now it's public knowledge, and you're getting sued also because you didn't stop. So yeah, the fact that people just aren't believing, I mean, what do you expect? You haven't posted any type of receipts, nothing, literally nothing. So that's on you. If you want to show the letter that you claim is a threatening letter, go for it. But I believe it not. I don't believe it. I believe that you got a cease and desist. And that's it. And you took that as a threat. So that's on you. Show them receipts if you got them. And quit lying. That would be great. Oh, and the word salad is kind of annoying. People don't like it.
And they'll say that because of that, a dox didn't happen. You are lying. The dox happened regardless, no matter how much you want to sit and argue about the contents or what was contained in. The fact of bringing the family into it, is that the dox? It's part of it. The major dox was the hard digging of those people. And all of their private information. Remember now, before these other things happened, this all stemmed from the PayPal donations that were given to me. It's been sent directly to me. My response, of course, was that they knew I'd gotten the PayPal message. They know now how to contact me there, but my response to the PayPal message was a information on how if this person wants to come on my show, if this person wants to talk to me behind the scenes, if this person wants to one of the biggest debunks I can give to this entire thing about a cease and desist, the letter being for that cause or something like that, is to let you know that you can go to my channel and hear me in the beginning of all of this happen. He needs to go to my attorney. And you're trying to give the paperwork to the attorney. All right. My attorney getting it. My attorney's already been signed to represent me. It is equal to me. It is equal to me getting it. And that's what should have happened. Internet's going in and out, y'all, but
Still, dude, no doxx. At this point, you're making shit up. Making shit up. It's a giant word salad. But keep it coming. We'll keep listening. And keep tearing up your word salad.
We're almost done, so. Yes, you are, YouTube. You're receiving more than enough video. You're going to call me a liar, so I'm going to show you. Yes, this is not me. This is YouTube receiving not enough video signal. I'm sending it enough of a video signal, though. There's Wings and Booger, Molly's husband, who probably does know how to dox people. You know what I'm saying? He probably does know how to look stuff up on people for the job he has, even if his job may have been slightly misrepresented by Molly, or maybe it was majorly misrepresented by Molly. Either way, I'm sure he does know how to do it. And I do believe that's why he called me boring, and that's why she said it was boring, obviously. Though, let's keep moving. But I don't want to skip it, anything else there, because this is where I'm going to respond to this stuff. I'm not going to bring it up again. You're going to go out there and lie about my kids. That's just because you're a bad person, okay? You're going to lie about me and my family. That's just because you're a doxer and a bad person. And yes.
If anyone has seen anyone speak negatively about his kids, or anyone has doxed him, please send it my way and I will apologize. But I have seen none of these things happen. So he's either lying or I just haven't seen it. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Please send it my way or just leave it in the comments. I don't seen it, you've seen it.
Some of the creators that you guys have followed that I've shouted out have exposed themselves as liars and bad people. That's on them. I can only go by what I chose to do and what my actions could have or could not have caused. By the way, that's a section coming up. Let's get going. Shared minimal information, or why didn't I share more? If you actually watch the video, you will be explained why I'm giving, and others in her place are really busy.
Beep, beep. Correction. If you watch the video, you will hear more word salad. Beep, beep.
Let's see. Legal acknowledgement. Uni shouldn't have went live because he let him know that he got the letter. No, that was the point. He's using this as an excuse to harass and target my family. So of course, if I go live, just like I did in the very beginning, and I at least let him know, hey, guess what? You can contact me this way. You can also contact me that way, this way, and this way. You can check me on that. If you actually watch my videos I did, you'll hear that. So there is no excuse for trying to not just go after the family members that he doxed, that he chose to pursue. You follow me?
No, bitch. There's no doxing. That's a huge fat no, bitch. Okay.
He didn't just dox family members that he pursued. He many more were doxed, and many more their private information was used and sent to me directly by him, actually, to intimidate, to harass, right? So he would have need to make all of them party also if he was going to use the excuse that he didn't dox them in the beginning, or that the PayPal dox was just a review. It was just an interview request, even though I immediately sent a cease and desist like right after.
I think some people are just dense. But literally, your family was not doxed. Just because he knows their addresses does not make them doxed. You know when you order a pizza, you give your address. Oh my god, the pizza place. They're doxing me. No, dude. They just know your address. Yeah, it sucks that JLR looked up your address. But guess what? That's not a dox. A dox is when they put it live on the internet. And all your other information too. Dude, you and your family were not doxed. It's not a hard dox, not a soft dox, not an any dox. So shut the fuck up. And nobody is pimping your dox either. Not a hard pimp, not a soft pimp. You didn't get pimped. You're just fucked.
You got to make up your mind, okay? If you're going to lie and say that one of those are your reasons for doing what you did, you got to make up your mind, okay? Oh, by the way, people that are defending doxing like this by trying to claim that it doesn't meet the definition or something, trying to claim that because it's a cease and desist letter that it doesn't mean that it was a dox, or it doesn't mean that it did these other things, they're just lying. It's simple as that. We've already went over this, and you can just go back to every other dox we've done going back 7-8 years.
So is that kind of like when you were playing the videos of Queen Bee getting doxed by other people that we call tragedy pimps, but you still played it and didn't cover it up? Is that kind of like that type of doxing, where she was actually doxed? Yeah. By the way, dude, you weren't doxed. Queen Bee was doxed, and half the shit they put out on her was wrong. A little bit was right. Mostly wrong, though. And you played that on your channel. That is because you are a fucking moron.
I'm not just applying this logic in my situation. I applied this logic to Molly's doxes. I applied the logic to the doxes that happened when covering this community. I also applied this logic, this definition, this logic, which is YouTube's definition, which is the social media company's definition. I've applied it in every dox, in every situation that we've covered. That was one of the main reasons why I had to make the decision to cover it in the first place, to cover what happened to me in the first place.
Fucking idiots. Fuck off. I'm standing here with a bunch of idiots.
It would be hypocritical of me on a massive level to be covering these things happening to other people, because they do. Covering it and talking about it does help keep people safe. It does help, stop these people from using these methods to do this to people. I firmly believe that still to this day. And that's exactly why I applied that same logic to myself, which if you would have watched the previous videos I did, you'd already know that. Now, of course, I'm not saying that to my community. I'm saying that to creators that are trying to pretend that their issue with me has to do with me being doxed and harassed.
Fucking idiots. Fuck off.
No, their issue with me being doxed and harassed. No, their issue with me happened before that. They've had issues with me since, and what they're doing again, and these specific people, not the whole community, and you can just look and see what they've been saying to determine if it applies to them or not. They've been tragedy pimping this situation. Exactly like Molly would, exactly like any other tragedy pimp would. It's just in your face. Give me an example, Uni. Okay, when people let nonsense know that she was just straight lying about LB's letter, she laughed and said that she lied on purpose. She spread the misinformation in the community on purpose, and then said it was due to a secret plot that she never elaborated on. If you want to do secret plots to the community to spread misinformation, you can, right? But that says stuff about you, not magically says things about people you don't like. Okay. Let's see. So then it comes to the issue, if I can change. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, I haven't been live in a while and I've had to spend a lot of money lately. So I'm sharing my links in the chat right now.
Of course you are. We wouldn't put it past you. You are an e-beggar. Keep going. Keep digging.
Oh no, he is such a what did they call me? E-beggar for sharing his pay links and giving it and making it an option for you to donate while they're sitting there sharing pay links, monetizing their videos, making it an option to donate. Wow.
Well, not me. Can't say that about everyone, can ya? You just do it like 50 times a stream and never get to your point. Well, the one point you do make is, here's my pay links. Yeah. E-beggar.
And it basically, I don't need to make jokes. I don't need to respond now. I can do that later. I can go back and forth if I want to later, if I think they're relevant to or something. But in reality, my whole general response to these people is, how many criticisms have y'all made? Let's just rewind in your content toward Molly for doing something that you've done in this situation. Because if I take maybe a couple of those certain creators and I think about things they've said about Molly or things that they have thrown at Molly, well, damn, you're doing those things a lot now.
I don't really 100% know what you're talking about, but you may want to look in a damn mirror. Dude, you're a fucking hypocrite. Look at yourself. It's a joke. You're a joke. Why don't you just keep e-begging and people will keep laughing? Laughing at your lies and your hypocrisy. Oh, I got doxxed. Oh, they're threatening me. Dude, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
It's meant to look bad. It's meant to be fast. It's meant to be to the point. It's meant to be goofy. That's the entire basis of our show, guys. That's just us having fun. We don't take the internet too seriously here. Again, somebody trying to breach into my personal life, when I take them doing that seriously, that's not taking the internet seriously at that point. Is it not?
I don't really know exactly what you're asking, but I'll pretend that I think I know, and yeah, going off platform is really shitty. But at the same time, you kind of know who you're dealing with here. So maybe you should be a bit more careful. I try and be careful. Why don't you just be a bit more careful? And when the shit hits the fan, you gotta deal with it. And then don't lie when it does happen. Don't blow it up, make it worse, and lie about these people. Just be honest. Let's say they lie too. How about you don't lie and be the bigger person? Don't fucking lie. Maybe shit wouldn't get as bad. Just my thoughts. And I'm no expert. Just my thoughts.
But other people taking all of that too seriously, yeah, I think, you know, I could just respond with a saying. Never go full lolcow, right? Respond with a saying. Never go full lolcow, right? A lolcow being someone that goes basically full hypocrite, that goes full, you know, what they have been railing against for a long time. And DaVinci Resolve. It's supposedly everyone is switching to DaVinci Resolve. See, let me check my notes and make sure I don't have anything else. The main thing is, no, I do not have a record. Yes, I take care of my kids and I love them. These people are lying on me like always. They're running with bullshit information. And they know they are. If they doxed me, if they doxed my record, then yes, they know that they are. If there's someone that's running off of something someone else said, then they're just lying anyway. So, yeah, that's the main thing. I just want to make sure to put that out there to address that with everybody.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there too, so that, you know, it helps your situation. Number one, I've never heard anything about your kids ever this entire time, and that maybe it's from another community or something, but I've never heard a single thing about your kids or your record. No record, no kids. Just the cease and desist. And the fact that you lied. You lied about it. That's it. That's all I've heard. Yeah, so there you go. We'll put that out there for ya.
And I can't, if you were to ask me an opinion, it wouldn't even matter, because I would just tell you, like, it again just seems like a bunch of gobbledygook, like the same thing I said in the beginning. Sometimes I'll sing it when I can remember it. I can't remember it right now. But you typing that sounds like my little imaginary song, honestly. Now, before we move on, guys, hey, you can support me at paypal.me/. Or share or whatever. I don't think you'll have to share whatever. I don't think you'll have to share this video, because with all the free advertising people have been giving us lately and all the drama that's out there, I'm pretty sure people will be clicking this and uploading little pieces of it and their takes on it and all that stuff, right? Now, are they going to make sure to follow all of their criticisms in the way they criticize others when they do that? We'll have to see. To the side, because honestly it doesn't matter when I upload my response video. I've got all the time in the world to upload it. My response to the crama community, and that's what I'm going to be calling them, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this, because I said this on Kick, so let me say it here. The people out there that were against tragedy pimps but then decided to tragedy pimp a tragedy, I'm going to just call them part of a crama or a crama community, which would be taking the true crime kind of part of it and just combining it with drama. And
dude, you are not going to act like you made that up, right? That's a joke and a half. Crama has been around for quite some time. You did not make it up. Don't act like you did. And also, don't compare your situation to a tragedy. You're a tragedy in itself. But guess what? Your situation is nowhere near a tragedy. So don't be saying people are pimping out your tragedy. Hell to the no. Tragedies are actual missing people, murders, actual tragedies. Your not doxx, where you didn't get doxxed but pretended you did, that is not a tragedy. It's kind of gross that you're comparing it to that. In fact, I'm pretty disgusted. Ugh. Gross.
Again, these people seemingly were against people like Molly and them doing that, or really anyone doing that, because that's what Molly did. Molly may have at one point turned into the monster that we see her as right now, right? Before she was banned. Let's say right when she was banned, because she was doing everything right up until it, and she felt invincible, and she felt like overly powerful. She was running this echo chamber, this gate-kept little thing. This, somebody was on her favor, and she would give them something and reward them. And if somebody wasn't in her favor, they would be the bad person, and they would get threats and doxxed, and they would get attacked and all of that.
Yeah, but that's not what happened to you, you dingleberry. Seriously. Number one, this is not a tragedy. Number two, you were not doxxed. You got a cease and desist. So have other people from tragedy pimps. Deal with it. Fucking figure it out. Grow up, quit lying about it, and quit dragging other people into your hot mess. Figure your mess out and stop lying. The more you lie, the more the people are going to look at you and think you're a moron. Seriously, grow up.
My attorney is handling things and this is just how it always works. I don't appreciate people lying on me and saying that I wasn't talking about these subjects because of a different reason, when everybody out there knew it was because I was going to my attorney and making sure that I knew what to do before coming back to talk about things. Yes, if I had my choice, we would be going into some responses. I'm here I come. Okay, ready? All right. If I had my way, we would be going into some of the things we were covering when this whole thing kind of blew up that day. We would just be moving forward from right there. But unfortunately, I have to respect the process now. Until this is resolved, then once it has, I can go back to doing everything I told you I was doing. So you guys are adults. You're not children. I know a lot of people are acting like children out there. And I know a lot of viewers, for whatever reason, people we've never seen on our channels before ever, are coming in and just throwing big fits and demanding things from me. But anyone out there, in my opinion, that actually is going to be logical about this and actually, judge me on what I said and then go out and judge other people on what they said and did, I really don't see how anybody would fall to this, this idea that you have to turn into a drama, like attacking people, riling people up, going crazy on people.
Dude, who's going crazy on you? Nobody. And you are the drama.
People out there, that is what they did. We've been here this whole time talking about things, addressing issues, giving responses when we can. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep doing things we've done the whole time. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Love you. Missed you so much. I really did. My audience, I missed you a lot. I don't think I've had that much of a break from you. I had, I had Wicked Crafter withdrawal. I had Darth Chaz withdrawal. Oh shit, I turned my camera off already. I was going to turn it back on just to talk to you. Yes, everything's great. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you any information on that. All I'll tell you is 100%. Like, everything's great. It couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. All across the board, y'all. YouTube also. YouTube included. You guys, like I expected a lot more lies, drama, and bullshit to seep into people's heads. I expected a lot more of a reaction from people. The few people that decided to lie and bullshit, it was just such a small amount comparatively. Now, one thing about this, let me turn my camera on for a second because I might as well address it real quick. Response out there, it's been just stupid. It's been a lot of repetition. It's been a lot of people, like I think creators watched my video and then ignored it. I think they told themselves, okay, he said he's going to his attorney, but he should have been able to do that quicker, or he should be back by now or something. So I think they thought I'd left or something. And once they thought I'd left, they just went full fucking lie. They just went full psychopath. And once I think they realized on that kick stream I did that I wasn't leaving to get things straight with the attorney before coming back, doing it the smart way by people that, you guys know what I'm talking about with past like lobster suits and stuff, lol suits, which by the way, this is just me involved in a lol suit of my own.
And you seem to be enjoying yourself with it.
Lol, LOL. So yeah, there was a big shift at that point, and that's what told me, like, it seems like they would get in the heads of more people, but they did have really weak arguments the whole time. Like, I'm sorry, very weak arguments.
Is anyone buying this bullshit?
What you get, you need to. This is another thing, like another stage of the story of this community. And one thing that's such a shame. Oh, I meant to say this and I forgot, so I'm so glad I turned the camera back on. Marvon was supposed to be what was important. The fraud raisers having light shown on them was supposed to be what was important. Okay, the fact that when a creator decides to dox somebody, we all talked about it and supported the person being doxed happened every time.
Yes, those people always got supported. But those people didn't lie. They didn't make up fucking bullshit stories. They didn't involve people like Queen Bee and try and pretend she was involved somehow too. So yeah, those people didn't lie. Oh, and those people probably got doxed, whereas you did not. And then you lied and made a big scene about it. So that's why you didn't get the support you were probably thinking you were going to get. Poor you.
And this is crazy. This community is crazy because if you look from the time of the beginning of that whole fraud raiser to now, there have been a lot of people doxed. And our channel, but the people around our channel, the creators, I mean, they were supporting the hell out of the people that were doxed. And what was the top thing? What was the top issue in this whole situation? It was all related to a doxing.
Dude, this is like the 50th time that I have to say this. You did not get doxed. Do you know what a doxing even is? It's not when someone looks up your address. It's when they put it out to the world on the internet. And they put out identifying information all over YouTube. Or even in one spot on YouTube. That didn't happen. Even the cease and desist was redacted. You're not too good at this. There's no doxing. No pimping of any doxing either. Oh my god. People, wake the fuck up! Maybe he thinks that if he says it enough times, it will come true. Or maybe he's warping people's brains into thinking it's true. I was doxed. I was doxed. I was doxed. Pimp my dox. They're pimping my dox. Maybe people will start believing it. Maybe people will get hypnotized. There's no dox. No pimping of dox either.
And people got so desperate that they tried to argue that it wasn't a dox. Like, oh God, I got to save myself. Let me try to tell people that it wasn't a dox. And they've gotten in the heads of maybe 2 people with that dumb argument. Most people aren't going to let that happen because you really have to be out of your mind to think that, again, if it would have just been that happening, the letter stuff, maybe you'd have an argument. But when you do it to like all these extra people and you go at all of them are listed and you're using that information and sending it to me inappropriately and in a way to intimidate.
I don't know what he's talking about people, other people being listed. He's either talking about the fact that his parents were sent letters, the same letter as well, or he's talking about the people that were listed in the cease and desist, which we already went over. Their names were mentioned because JLR was saying that he was not affiliated with those people, Bullhorn Betty, Molly Golightly. Now, Queen Bee's name was on there because it was a title of a video. So people were not listed. Anyway, his family wasn't listed on there as far as I know. They may have gotten an envelope addressed to their house, but that's not a doxing because nobody else knows their address. Maybe he didn't know where you lived, so he just sent it to all the addresses. Duh. And for anyone who hasn't seen the cease and desist, I'll put a link in the description of how you can go see that. I usually don't put that sort of thing on my channel. So yeah, but I'll make sure there's a link where you can go check it out. It is interesting to read.
Which it obviously was. I mean, we could go back and back and back, and I could pull at least 20 examples where someone has done a similar type of dox, and never has anyone in the community said it wasn't a dox until now. Because they were lying. And thank goodness that, because I'm supposed to be done by now. So let's go. Fast one. There we go. That's quicker. Bye-bye.